What is up, good people? Jungle Link here. Hope you're doing well. Streaming here from my mobile studio B. First story out the gates. Once again, we see the SEC does everything they can to harm investors, those that they are supposed to be protecting. Paul Grove from Coinbase is saying Coinbase is proud to engage with Celsius to distribute back crypto to its customers. Who would object to that? You have a company that's a publicly traded crypto company. They have, full insurance, assets. They are trusted by some of the biggest and best out there. And the SEC doesn't want them involved in this process, just doing everything they can to object, to get in the way of crypto customers getting their funds back. Absolutely awful, and just shows the SEC's true colors here. Big story from Forbes reporting Microsoft could be about to blow up the price of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. What's going on here? They were able to get their hands on some internal documents that show Microsoft is planning to add crypto support to its next Xbox. Now, I'll tell you this, no doubt, crypto and gaming go hand in hand, whether it's NFTs or actual crypto asset integration. It's going to happen. In my mind, it will happen once we have clear regulations for those, AAA titles and people like Microsoft and PlayStation. It's going to happen. It's just sensible. A lot of, video game users understand the value of digital items. We've already seen that start to grow. So it's a natural progression here. I think it still takes a little bit of time. They're estimating, I believe, 2026 or 2028. Could be a lot faster than that. It's really just going to depend on regulations in my mind. But this will be big, and this will really on-ramp people to crypto adoption because you got people that understand the value of digital assets. It's just a natural pairing there. Now, I put this post up. Everyone's been after me. You got to get some HBAR jungle. Fine. All right, I'll get some. But the newest one is WTK. And I don't know a lot about WTK. I know Minus Wells likes it. Billy the XRP Cowboy has been a big fan of HBAR along with Minus Wells. I didn't know a little bit about that. This is the deal. I don't have unlimited funds. I can't just start adding everything. I got my regular cryptos that I invest in. I'm willing to buy one and one only. So let me know down below from this. Do you think WTK is the better buy or HBAR, and why? That's the important thing. I want to know why you think what you do. But I did this poll up on Twitter, and it didn't help. It's a 50-50 deadlock after 524 votes. I was surprised it was as close as it was. I thought this would be a runaway for sure, but it's been pretty neck and neck here. Interesting report on Ethereum. The state of staking a year after Ethereum's merger. Someone saw this today and thought I was being anti-Ethereum. Look, it's just a report from CoinDesk, and I think it just shows, as you try to improve infrastructure, you change things around, you may get new capabilities, but there's going to be new problems you have to overcome with that. And that's the case with all blockchains. It's not Ethereum specific. But we see here the switch to proof of stake has fixed some problems, but it's raised new issues about centralization, MEV, and censorship. Now, part of the great advantage to the switch from proof of work to proof of stake is Ethereum has drastically, and I mean drastically, cut the environmental impact, which will be important, I think, going forward for blockchains out there, but it faces new challenges. So we go through this here. 99.9% reduction in Ethereum's energy consumption. Some of us don't care a lot about that, but guess what? Much of the world does. So I think this is going to be important as they shift away from mining and towards proof of stake. But with that comes its own issues. What happens to run a validator here? It's expensive. It's about $50,000. It's also very complicated. It's not easy. So a lot of people are piling up into some of these staking as a service models. We see Lido being the biggest that there is. And right now it holds about 32% of the total share of staked Ethereum. This comes down to design. I know when you look at Cardano, they work to make this not happen specifically. Will this be a big deal going forward? I don't know. You get a lot of very smart people building on Ethereum. Probably not. But you got to keep your eye on this stuff. And again, that comes with any change to a network here. As you start messing with stuff, there's going to be unintended consequences. And that's a big one because it's not easy for everyone to put 50,000 up and then run that node. And it's not easy. If you mess up, you will lose money. You will not make money for your efforts. So a lot of people are like, you know what? We want the professionals to do it for us. And of course, with Lido comes Liquid ETH and a lot of different stuff. So something to keep an eye on. It's not all sunshine and rainbows as we go post-merge and continue to improve that system. Now, this is kind of a minor story that came out, but it seems like Vitalik has been selling some Ethereum. Maybe he has some personal needs for cash flow, whatever it might be. He just sent 400 Ethereum to Coinbase. So far, the cash outs we know of in September, 3.9 million. I mean, this isn't massive amounts of Ethereum that he's dumping on the market. It's not a big deal, but keep an eye on it. You have a principal that's selling Ethereum here. Does he know something's coming up, or again, does he just have some cash flow needs? It's not like hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Ethereum, so I wouldn't worry too much about it, but keep your eye on it. Again, that's the great thing about blockchain. We can kind of follow these people and see what they're doing in real time. I think that's a big part of information that we should not ignore. Thought this was a great post by Rob Art. I thought he had picked himself up a Lambo, that it was Lambo time. But he says the following: after 6 years of holding and accumulating XRP, I am finally able to buy a coffee and watch a proud owner of his Lambo drive away. Man, our Lambo dreams have been driving away, but I think our days are ahead of us, our better days. Eleanor Tarrant reminding us we're only about 4 days away from a possible government shutdown. Now, this happens from time to time. It's not the end of the world, but if it does happen, we could see some disruptions in financial markets and crypto markets. So just be aware that's still going on out there. I think a lot of people think there's going to be a last minute deal, and there may be, but it's always possible we go into shutdown and it can take a while for them to come to an agreement. Breaking news: Microstrategy buys another 5,400 Bitcoins. Pretty significant buy here. I asked everyone, is this bullish, bearish, or meaningless? About 60% thinks it means nothing. I think it shows that MicroStrategy is still committed to acquiring more and more Bitcoin as they can. I'll tell you this, though, Michael Saylor doesn't have a great track record of buying the bottom. A lot of times he buys and it sells off for whatever reason. Guess he's like many of the rest of us. But that's all I would say there. Let's see how the price of Bitcoin does post this big MicroStrategy buy here. Last minus Wells posting that Moonbeam is having a good day, up about 30%. I sold my initial stake that I got from bonding my Polkadot, but I have been acquiring at these low prices. I don't know what the price of Moonbeam is up on the day, but good to see some upwards price movement here, because we went from $14 initially down to 20 something cents. I think we're at now 24 cents, something like that. It's to be expected. There were a lot of tokens that came unlocked, original people that invested in about a quarter, so it makes sense they're going to sell all the way down. Hopefully we can start recovering and building for the next bull run. Really big fan of both Polkadot and Moonbeam, one to keep an eye on. Let me know what you think down below, and as always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.